All right. We're ready. Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
That is so awesome.
Am I good and clear?
You're clear.
All right.
All right. So, hey guys. This is our very first episode on the podcast. We have a very special guest today, okay? She's very special. If you can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
My name is Jamice Terry. I own a boutique downtown Macon, Chic Culture Inc. And I also do personal styling.
Okay. That is awesome. I'm trying to remember how we met exactly. I think it was through Wayne. Well, I know it was through Wayne.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the specific. Do you remember the specific
I'm
time?
trying to think. I think you were at the print shop, and I get all my stuff printed there. So I think we met on one of my pickups or something.
That sounds about right. I just want y'all to know.
Had to be a pickup.
Anybody I pretty much know in this area is because of the t-shirt shop. So yeah. But before we get started into the podcast, I want to make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, we're gonna get this podcast every week is what we're looking at. Every week. We're gonna have a special guest every week. Today is Jamice.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. This is the first episode, so I'm like, I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I feel super honored to be the first.
Hey. So, I have a few questions that I do want to ask you today, just because the podcast is going to be based on a perspective from a business owner, basically.
Okay.
So, I'm an aspiring business owner. And, it's just a lot of people out there like me that want to know more about the business directly.
Right.
And, talking to somebody one-on-one is always a great way to get that started.
Absolutely.
So, the first question I have for you today is, how did the idea of your business come about?
Ooh, that's a long story.
We got a little time.
The idea. Okay. So, I was doing some styling here in Macon when I moved here. And everybody was just like, you should start a store. You should really start a store. You should do something more. So I was like, I know I feel it in me, but I was like, I don't even know how to get this thing started and rolling. My cousin was living here at the time too. I'm from Florida. My cousin moved here also from Florida. And I was like, okay, we'll do this together, because it was something that was just in us, our moms were really into fashion, so it was just a natural progression for us. And then she moved back home. So I was like, I need a partner. I'm super shy. People don't know that about me, but I got a business partner, and we just took off. We started doing pop-ups at people's houses. We were pulling up. We were like selling CDs out the back of the trunk, but clothes. Literally pulling up with clothes in the trunk. And then it kind of grew into, okay, hey, I'm sick of just doing pop-ups. I found a spot. Let's get it. And so we started in Warner Robins at our brick and mortar there.
I remember that. How was that? How was that experience?
Yeah, Warner Robins was a great experience. We were there about 4 years. So it taught us the responsibility of paying rent, keeping up with your taxes, all that good stuff. So it was a good first start. It was a smaller store and not so much of a busy area, which it was, but it wasn't. So it was a good experience for us.
That's good. You did mention taxes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I know this
on
is
us, right?
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
Dum, dum, dum.
Like, how is that? I know we have like us as an individual doing taxes? How is it different from business taxes?
Save everything. Every receipt, every invoice, save it all. It's best to get an accountant if you can afford it, which really it just has to be mandatory. But if you can't, you can try it on your own. It's a big thing because there's so many things you can write off, but there's also so many expenses you don't want to end up owing. So save everything that you spend, save it. Yes. Pull those banking forms out and everything. Just get it all together because it can end up being not a good thing. But I know it's a good thing. It just depends. You got to make sure you're maintaining and handling it properly.
Right. So how do you think that you maintain business this long? Because how long have you been in business?
Ooh, it's been about, probably about 8 years now.
How do you think, from somebody that's new coming into it, what experiences or ideas would you give them to follow walking into the business world?
Ideas to follow. Be consistent. Make sure whatever you're doing is going to be your passion and not just something that you kind of fiddle around with. Let it be your passion. And then once you've executed your passion, if you want to branch out and start more, other businesses, do so, but make sure that you are managing your first passion first. And just go for it. Like, don't like pity pat around it. Don't tiptoe around it. If you're going to step in the door and do what you need to do.
Well, we was not recording this whole time.
Girl, shut up. Now we're recording.
Yes.
It's okay.
But I think the audio's on there, so it should be okay, hopefully. If not, we'll just figure it out.
We'll figure it out, okay.
Yeah. The audio was not on clearly, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Y'all got us.
Yeah. Hopefully the camera has all the audio and we can just pull from there. If not, we'll figure out a way. But it was something I was about to say. I totally forgot. Anyway, we're going to go on to the next question. So, so you hear a lot of businesses that say, or business owners that say, don't quit your job before you start during your business. What do you think about that?
I think that is true. For the first 4 years of the brick and mortar, I was a full-time employee, working from 8 to 6, 8 to 5, 8 to 6, and then 8 to 5. So, if you're full-time, if your business is not managing your bills and also helping you scale your business, keep your day job. Once you have scaled your business to the point where it's able to manage your home life and also your business life, especially if you have inventory and you're an actual product business, make sure you keep your day job. Seriously. Because a lot of businesses, they do fail. And you don't want to be out here trying to now, after putting 5 years or 4 years of work into a business, trying to go back now and try to get a day job, which it's okay if you do now. That's necessary if you get to that point, but make sure that you are able to finance your home life, especially if you have kids or are married or even single, because your bills got to get paid. So make sure, I do feel like you do need to keep your 9 to 5. Once you're able to leave that 9 to 5, continue the same work that you put in to be able to leave that 9 to 5, because again, bills gotta be paid.
Right. Bills is very important.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think I'm battling with as starting a business, is just because I want to be that one to just go into business. But I know it's hard only because, like you said, bills, everything is more important at that time when you are making that change or you are switching over or whatever. So I'm looking
But
to do this very
it's not
soon.
a bad thing. Okay, if you want to go ahead and just jump out there and full-time entrepreneur, that's fine as long as you have a game plan.
Right.
Make sure that your plan is solid.
Yeah. I think the going back to the consistency is very important.
Yeah.
That I'm working on right now, honestly. But consistency is very important because if you don't have that backing, you're not going to really have a following to purchase from you or
Right.
whatever it is that you're trying to sell to people.
Right.
So I'm glad you did mention that because that's something I'm working on as of right now. And
Unfortunately, and unfortunately you have to, a major part of that is networking. And I despise talking.
Suck at it.
I am so uncomfortable in the talking space of meeting people and introducing yourself, but it is the key component.
It really is
To building. It's the key component. Like, it's the only way. If not, then you definitely need to get. And I learned this from Wayne. Is get you a team together. That's gonna be your ground, your footwork. Get them some products or get them some cards, some information, and let them talk about your business for you. But other than that, yeah, it's you. It's you. Especially when you're a sole entrepreneur, like it's just you. You don't have a business partner or anything. My dad always said, if it will be, it's up to me.
very true.
So
I agree. Okay, so a personal question. As an entrepreneur, we know that it never stops. You are always working, no matter the time, day, hour. So, one of the questions was, how many hours do you think that you work on average?
let's see here. It's nonstop. Literally, I woke up like at it was probably like 4.
This morning?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
You know, not on purpose, okay?
Not on purpose.
It's just, sometimes when your mind is constantly going.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm up. I'm about to do some graphics right here on my phone. 'Cause I got the app. I'll just start doing some post out, graphics. So I'm laying there and I'm like wide awake. So I'll just do it until I fall back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm up again, maybe about 8. I open the store at 10:30. And then I don't close until 7. And then I go home. I might cook some dinner if I haven't done it the night before. And then I get my laptop out. I'm looking for more inventory. I'm looking for grants. I'm looking at, it's another venture I'm trying to start. So I'm looking at stuff for that. It is a nonstop. Because your brain doesn't turn off. It feels like it just never
I agree.
sits.
I'm not even a business owner. My brain don't stop for some reason.
I keep telling people, like, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to take a vacation.
Even on
But
vacation working.
Yeah, I haven't. Because even when I go home to Florida, I go visit my parents. And I deem that as my vacation. Which it's not a vacation, y'all. So I go there and I help out there. And then I lock away from them for a little while with my laptop. And I'm working again. I mean, it is, there's no off switch really.
Okay. Good question. How do you think entrepreneurship has affected your life? Like home life and family, keeping that balance. How do you feel that it's changed your life?
That's a good one. Balance is hard, y'all. I have 3 kids. 2 are teenagers. Excuse me. One is, I still consider him a teenager, but he's in college, first year. And so, yeah, it's difficult. They're all in sports and extracurricular, like academic stuff. So, yeah, and I've got a husband. Everybody's had to make sacrifices along the way. Probably if I was to ask them, they would say that, for a while, mommy was never home. Mama was never home. She was home. I was home, a bit, but it was not giving them the time that probably their peers had with their parents or their mothers. So I started to work on that about 2 years ago. So I do better. Sundays, I absolutely am home unless I do have an event. In that case, they come and they help out. And then on Mondays, I'm off. So I just try to make sure that I'm at least home to do the mommy things that they need done, because I have 2 girls and a boy. So balance is hard.
I didn't even realize you had 2 girls.
Mm-hmm. I have
Wow.
2 girls. I know most people think I have boys.
That's what I thought. I knew
No.
you had a girl and a boy, but I didn't know about the other girl.
Mm-hmm. It's 2 girls and a boy.
Wow.
My youngest is 14. My middle child is 16.
Mm.
And then my
Wow.
oldest is 19 in college. And he's playing football. So we're busy. It's a busy, busy life. But you just have to squeeze it all in. And sometimes, sometimes business suffers because you want to make the sacrifices for your family too. So,
Mm-hmm. Do you think any of your kids want to be entrepreneurs? Or do they want to go into a specific?
no, we're actually working on something for the girls coming up. So they're wanting to start their own clothing business as well. So that's coming up soon. So my son, not so much. I mean, well, his thing, I won't say that. His thing, he wants to get into real estate. So that is, yeah, I believe that he will do that. He's now just trying to stay steady with school, but he's thinking about real estate very soon as well.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Question.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently?
There is an
would you
answer
do
to
anything
that.
differently?
I would organize differently. I would ground floor organize differently. It's some things that I made mistakes in that now I know that I would fix those things as far as the organization of the business is concerned. Yeah. There are some, it's a lot of stuff that I would do differently, but that right there would really be my main focus.
Okay. So if you did anything differently, do you think it would change the outcome now?
I think that I probably would have been further ahead.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my move was concerned, just also with getting my brand out there more. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Although you are all the way out there.
I don't know, y'all.
I don't know. Everybody in Macon just about knows your brand.
I feel like they don't. I feel like
they
there's
do.
more to be had.
I agree, but I think that you are out there.
I'm
You
out
are
there.
doing great as exposure wise.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I
Because
think
sometimes
so.
I don't feel that way, y'all. So
The
thank
business
you.
owner never feels that way because they always feel like they can be doing something different.
Yeah.
But I promise to you, I get on social media and I swear every time I get on social media, I see something that Jamice is doing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Like, so that's why I say that. Because every time, 9
Yeah.
times out of 10, I see something that you're having, something that you're doing, like you're being active in the community, which is what I enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't always make it to it, but I try to support in the ways that I can. So
That's definitely something I'll push towards more, especially for this year, is being more active within our community, within our culture. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Question, who has been your greatest inspiration? That's a deep one.
There are so many, y'all. Well, the industry that I'm in, I would say the person I look up to the most would be June Ambrose. Oh my God. Like, she is queen mother to me. Okay. We don't even know each other, but she's like my sister in my head. June Ambrose and Lori Swank. Those are my two that live like rent free in my head every time I get dressed in the morning. Anytime I'm headed to my store, anytime I'm doing any styling, they're like sitting right here on both sides of my shoulder, like, go girl, go, go, go girl. So yeah, those are my two. Locally, my inspiration locally, like people I can actually go up and talk to. God, there are so many here in Macon that are doing major things. And some of them came about after me, but I still like really respect what they're doing and honor them. That would be like Sean Quainer. I'm trying to think of her name. Girl Factor. Like I really do. I see them. I recognize them. I respect them for what they're doing. They're doing great things here in Macon, and they're moving out and branching out and adding second stores and things like that. So I really do look up to them. And also Ashley Monique, my friend here, designer who moved here, who I've been using forever. And I'm so glad that Macon is seeing her now. But I've been using her for my all of my clients that I do personal styling for. I normally use Ashley Monique or Equipment Alexander, which everybody knows who that is, and he is awesome as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
those names are very, very, very known in Macon right now. They definitely, like you said, they are doing great things. They're expanding.
yes,
I've seen it on social media
Yeah.
a lot lately.
Me
So
too.
it's really, it's making it getting bigger and bigger.
it is.
and it's creating stars.
Oh, I got one more. Brandon Harris. Like, who is not looking up to B right now? B is he is buying the block. He's putting his money where his mouth is at and definitely doing what he said he's going to do. So I look up to him as well. Like, he's a big, big inspiration too.
Okay. Those are some great names. Honestly, if you are in the Macon area, those are some great
Right.
names. Those are people that you want to connect with. And those are people that have, some pull, a little bit of pull.
Mm-hmm.
So
Making moves.
they definitely are. I'm trying to be
Literal.
like some of them.
Making moves, y'all. Y'all caught that?
Literally.
Making moves. No,
They didn't get it. They didn't get it.
they didn't get it. It's okay. It's okay. I know I could be a little corny.
Oh my goodness. So we're gonna stop right here and we're gonna do a little plug for your business. So
Okay.
tell them where they can find you, what you sell, all those things.
Alrighty. You can find me at 446 Cotton Avenue, Suite 1, downtown Macon. And I sell men and women's clothing, accessories. I do all kinds of things for the culture within the boutique as well. So you can follow me on Facebook to keep up with those events at Chic Culture Inc. And also on Instagram at Command Your Chic. You can find me there. So follow me. And my website, Chic Culture Inc.
Yeah, I heard it here first. This is actually one of the shirts I bought from you when you first brought this shirt out. Like, this shirt is like, how old?
This shirt is old, girl. It's probably like 3 or 4 years now.
Right. I need to update my.
You gotta
'cause
come
This
in.
shirt is definitely old,
Yes.
and I haven't supported in a minute. But I'll be over there.
This is support. So thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for having me.
I enjoy you. I enjoy you every time I see you. Let's see. So going back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What key activities would you recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in?
Getting in with your local business. What do I want to say? Entities within your county or your state, and going to the free things that they offer, because it's always free things that they offer. Whether it's something with international business summits, or they're always having something that you can go to so that you can branch out, and it gives you more insight on more than just your industry, just in business in general. Get in with them, get with your chamber of commerce, and there's all kind of free information out there. So do that. Take advantage of it. That's what I would say with that question.
Also, do your research.
Yes,
You
research.
can always go by word of mouth, but you always got to have the backing behind everything. You always got to know that, yes, this person is saying something to you, but is it true?
Legit. Like YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend.
For sure.
All these websites. Like I'm always looking at stuff for government within our government to see what's out there, what's coming down the pipeline. Just get into it. It's all kind of resources right here. I'm sure whatever state you're in, whatever city you're in, just look for it. That's all you have to do.
I agree. So if someone wanted to go into the industry that you were in, like you were talking about vendors and how you find vendors and how you find your new, latest things. What would you recommend to them in getting started with that? Like finding vendors or finding, whatever.
Right. It's always a trial. For me, it started off as a trial and error thing. Find those that will give you small amount of pieces so you don't have to buy so many in the bulk item, so that you can get it in, actually feel it, see if that's what you want to use. Also, trade shows. Trade shows are major. They're always in Atlanta. There's one in Vegas all the time. Start going to them, and that way, again, you can feel the product. You can feel the weight of it, make sure it's good quality. And then you can add them and also speak with the vendor face to face. So that way, you can build that relationship right there and continue that relationship. So that way, a lot of times they'll offer you different, price points just depending on the relationship. So I would say do that. I do a lot of mine online. A lot of times I don't go to vendor shows. I just kind of buy a few items, feel them out, see if I like them, and then I'll order more. That's pretty much how it goes for me with purchasing.
Okay. So trial and error, basically. But that's with anything. So I can see that. What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Ooh.
What do you value most?
The flexibility to be able to have my own time.
Whatever that means.
Decide where I want to spend my time. Instead of when I was clocking in, it was a little different. My time was their time. So I didn't have my time. I had their time.
Right.
It was our time that I shared with the company. And being able to be flexible, and also if I want to, I can bring my kids are at my store right now while I'm doing this interview. So if I want to, I can have my kids come in and also teach them about the business, so that way I can leave a legacy for them.
Right.
And they can see the hard work, and they can have a different description of their mom. Like for me, my thing was I wanted my kids to say, the biggest compliment was for them to say I was brave. At the end of my life, if they get up there and be like, my mama was brave, that's pretty much what I want from out of my life, for them to feel that way about me. So it's good for them to be able to see that firsthand. And that's pretty much it, be able to pursue my passion. Like, I love to dress up. So why not get paid to do that for other people? So
she definitely loves to dress up. Every time you see her, she in something different. And I swear, I'm like, girl, that's cute.
It's just something about getting dressed. Even when you're having a bad day, if you put on a good outfit, whether anybody else thinks it's a good outfit or not, it's up to you, really. That's the thing about fashion. If you feel good in it, then it's good. Other people will start to believe that that's like the dopest thing they ever seen. If you walk around confidently in what you feel good in. So yeah, why not?
I agree. I really agree. Sometimes I don't be wanting to get out of bed, but when I get up and I put some clothes, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the day. Let's do this. Like, it all depends on the demeanor that you have. Like,
seriously,
if you gonna lay in the bed all day and not put it on, you're not gonna feel like you have anything accomplished. But if you get up and you get out, you can accomplish some new things in life that you may not have thought that you would have. So I agree with that.
On. Even if I'm having a bad hair day, I can throw on a hat and a cute outfit. Now, the other end of that is if you have on a bad outfit, if your hair is cute, then your outfit is cute. So hair and clothing go hand in hand.
I agree with that.
You can
honestly
swap one for the other.
I agree because my hair always look like this. So
Whatever. Natural sisters in the house.
Yeah. Let's see. We just went through that one. How do you define success? Because you were just talking about how you don't think that you're out where you want to be, right?
Right.
So do you think that you're successful right now? Or you want more success to be successful?
I feel like I'm successful right now because I stepped out on what I felt was impossible in the beginning. But could there be more? Are there more successes to come? I would hope so. I would pray so. So I'm always trying to branch out and do more things, but make sure that I accomplish and finish those goals. Finishing in each task is kind of a success for me too.
Okay.
So,
did we go over how you came up with the name for your business?
no.
How did that come about?
Hold on one second. I'm gonna answer that for y'all.
No, you fine. Did you? I need to get me something to drink too.
Okay. How did I come up with the name for my business? Okay, so I had a business partner. We're no longer partners, but we were partners for probably about the first 4 years, up until a little bit after I moved downtown. But the name of the business came to us. We were trying to figure it out. Like, we had a whole nother name, and that name, we always wanted an acronym for whatever name we were going to pick. But it was called House of Empress. So that acronym would have been HO, okay? So we was like, oh no, we can't do that one.
Oh my gosh.
But House of Empress was the name. So we were like, nah, that ain't gonna work. So at the time, we were trying to think of names that were strong and still feminine. So we came up with Commander and Chic, which is what our name was for the first 4 years and some change. So then the name changed to Chic Culture. Chic Culture is what I chose to go with once I went off solo. And it was something that was just natural because I kept on talking about things with the culture, even when we were Commander and Chic. And so it just made sense to go with that name. So I started doing things that were more than just fashion. I started doing things that were uplifting to our culture, that highlighted our culture, which for me, fashion and music go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever watch my page, you know, I'm doing a lot of events with music, with different artists. And even in our like promo videos, we've always had like, you know, dope music behind it. So it's just a natural progression to go into it. So now we're getting into the culture of the chic, is what I like to say. It's kind of like I grew from Commander and Chic, and now we're getting into the culture of the chic. And so chic culture.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I know it sounds like a long explanation, y'all, but I probably
we need it because it's a lot of people that try to cut it short or don't try to explain why things are what they are.
Yeah.
And that's where the disconnect is with people understanding what they should do or what they could do. Because people don't sit and explain nothing to you.
Right. And I have not incorporated my business. So all those who are trying to figure that out, I haven't, but I call it Chic Culture Inc. because that's where I'm going to. So I wanted to write down the vision and make it plain so that way I could run towards that vision. So that's why it's Chic Culture Inc. And also I was thinking about Murder Inc. I was thinking about all kind of music.
Not Murder
music,
Inc.
Production companies and everything. And I was like, yeah, I feel like that's me.
No, I feel like that's me. That's me. That's
me.
me. I'm with it. I'm with it. I love that. I'm glad that you're here to explain a little bit of the questions that not just me, but a lot of people that are starting to looking to become entrepreneurship roles and things like that. It's nice to hear it from someone that's been through it.
Yeah.
And someone that can tell you from experience.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that's going to say, oh, well, you know how to do this. And, you know, it's always, you can do it. But it's always stepping stones to everything.
Y'all, it's been a whirlwind, okay? People always talk about just the positive things of entrepreneurship, but there has definitely been some hiccups along the way, some heartaches along the way, all kind of stuff. Because, you know, when it's your business, it's your baby. It's like, you know, you're constantly cultivating it, birthing it, nurturing it. And so when there's a little shakeup, it's like, okay, now, wait a minute. My baby about to die? Wait a second.
Before I even got started.
I know. I was trying to nurse her, but she ain't want to nurse. But it could be scary, but you just have to pivot. I'm learning now the pivots because I was not into change or pivoting, but I'm learning now that pivoting is necessary. It's a necessary part of business. Reinventing yourself is a necessary part of business. So just don't be so married to certain things. Raul Cook, he talked to me about that because I was like devastated in changing the name of my business. And he was like, man, you married to that name? Like, why you married to the name? It's just a name. You're the business. Like, the business is still there. It's okay. Change it. Stop holding on. Don't get so comfortable in these little things. The name is little, but the business is big. So now it's just time to pivot, Jamice. Get yourself together. Pull yourself together. Put your slip up, honey. It's time to keep going. So and I need those rough talks a lot of times. The people that have like surrounded me or helped me have been men in the business. They've always been like my cheerleaders in this thing. So I appreciate those.
Who would be some of those people that you were named?
Oh, well, we already know Wayne is like,
of course,
the person that's like, come on. But Wayne and Dre, actually, when we're getting ready to move downtown, even kind of before it was a thought, they were like our mentors, our coaches in business, and they helped us like through a lot of things. Raul Andreas Cook, man, what can I say about that guy right there? Like, he has pulled up on me so many times at the store, like, and if I wasn't there, if I was at lunch, he's like, I'm outside the store. Like, where you at? So I appreciate him. Ben Johnson, who was younger than me, but believe it or not, like, he gives me so much like insight on like what I'm missing, and the things that I need to add. And what are you doing? Like, why is that? Do this, do that. So I appreciate him because he's there with me daily, just about. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, Travis was my business neighbor in Warner Robins, and Travis was like the person I never knew I needed, but he was like the one, okay? We had so many pep talks, so many business talks. Like, he was, for me, was my Nipsey Hussle, right there in Warner Robins. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's mention about you mentioned about the roadblocks that you have encountered. If you can just give us a snippet of one of the roadblocks that you may have had in your business.
I'm going to touch on a little bit. I know there are people that know me as Commander in Chic and probably want to know like what happened, you know, whatever. But probably the separation of the partnership was a roadblock for me. It was definitely something that was unexpected, but it was, now that we both look back at it, because we was talking and, you know, having conversations about it, it was necessary, probably for both of us. And we just had to trust, like, God's work. We just had to trust it. The timing was horrible. The relationship being, like, torn up a little bit was horrible, but this year actually we're just kind of moving forward, and having talks about it, which wasn't happening last year. So I thank God for that.
Thank God for
But
both.
yeah, thank God, thank God for, like, mending things. But yeah, that was a difficult part for me, because now the business that had been built, now I kind of got to rebuild it, you know, because when you start changing names, now you kind of rebrand, and that's always difficult,
Yeah.
especially when you put in all the work, and now you got to go back and rework the work, you know. So that's a hiccup.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that, because now I want to ask about how do you keep updated with what's going on, like, you know, the latest new
Trends
things,
and you know.
how do you keep up with that?
For me, Instagram. I know it sounds so stupid, very basic, but Instagram. Instagram, my vendors, of course. I try to stay in the know of what's popping out, what's coming up new, and just my own imagination. Like, I seriously, any creative, I feel like if you don't have a relationship with the creator, your creativity is going to be like this. So I try to keep my relationship with the creator intact, so that my creativity can flow.
I like that. I love that a lot.
Get your relationship with the creator right, y'all.
Period.
Period.
It's looking like I'm down to the wire. Oh, what would you say are the top 3 skills that is needed to be a successful entrepreneur? Because you know you always got to have skills in a business.
Yeah, thick skin. I know it's not a skill, but thick skin, it is a skill, because you got to work at it. I don't think anybody's born with thick skin. It's something you just kind of, it comes along with time. But skills, the skill to talk and kind of finesse, y'all. It's a skill. The finessing is a part of hustling. If you can't finesse, then it's gonna be hard to hustle. So you need to figure out how to talk that talk when you need to talk that talk. And yeah, for me, that's one of the skills. Like, finessing is a skill, which I didn't know I had that skill, y'all. But people was telling me, like, yo, you finessing the hell out of me. And I was like, really? And then I started, like, noticing, like, oh, guess I am a finesser.
It's a lot of business owners that are finessers, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
all the business owners that I know are finessers. Like,
Yeah, you
not
gotta
to
be able
mention,
to.
one of them just walked in.
Yeah, you
He's
gotta be able to
definitely a finesser. Wayne Wooder is definitely a finesser. This man will talk you out of anything.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
oh yeah, you want this for
But
sure.
you gotta be able to sell anything. You know what I mean? So you gotta be able to have that finessing skill.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a necessity.
Yeah. Finessing is a skill.
Okay. So did you always know that you wanted to be in I think you did touch on this before, but did you always know you wanted to be in this industry?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest, like, well, I went to college. I went to Florida A&M University. Woo woo, Rattlers. And it's college. I went to school for elementary education to be a teacher. And I knew I didn't want to be a teacher, y'all. But me having these dreams and things, my parents were like, yeah, okay. Like, okay, but you're going to school, right? So what you gonna really be, So I was like, okay, that's kind of like not hopeful or elevating at all, parents. But I really knew there was something else I wanted to do. Like I didn't want to be confined to a classroom. I did it for a while. I did pre-K for a while, and I loved it, but I was not fulfilled. So I would always dress my kids really like all over the place, out of the box. And of course, I dressed a little different. I always knew I know it sounds like cliche, but different. So it just was something else I wanted. And fashion was always there. So I would say, yeah, I always kind of knew.
Well, that's one because I can't tell you exactly what I want to do in my life, and that's crazy. But
It will come.
highway.
With that for me, I feel like what really helped me know was prayer. Like I really did a lot of praying, like, God, what is my purpose? Like what is it that you have for me to do? And I was praying, but it felt like nothing was coming.
And that's where I'm at.
But I felt like that, but it was crazy because I kept on getting opportunities to style people. But in my physical sight, I was just doing this. But really, that was God saying, "Look, I keep on sending you what you need to do. Like, pay attention, look around, girl, open your eyes."
Yeah.
But I still was like waiting for this big old like, boom.
Right.
He dropped it down, and he put this book in front of me, But it don't work like that. He'll send these little opportunities for you to display your gift, and normally what you're really passionate about and what gets you like excited and happy, that's what you need to be doing.
Well, I'm still praying, y'all. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Cause while you praying, pay attention.
Yeah. I think I kind of know, only because no longer than maybe 2 days ago, someone asked me to do a makeup for them. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. It's fine, whatever. And that has been happening randomly for the past maybe 2-3 years. Just people be like, yeah, you still do makeup? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't do it that much, but I am still doing it. And they be like, oh, okay, well, can you do this or can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not doing nothing else. So I'm thinking that might be part of it. I do want to go back to beauty school to do esthetician, which is a branch of all of that. So
hello, y'all. I think that Tanika has found her purpose.
I might have.
Yes.
I think that's gonna be part of it. I think that's gonna be part of it for sure.
For sure. And it's not to say that we only have one thing that we're purposed for. There could be multiple things that you're purposed for, but that one thing that keeps sticking out to you, that's gonna be the first thing that you need to pursue. And then there could be more opportunities for other things to come about. So I say tackle that first thing, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that first thing.
I'm gonna keep working on Tanika, y'all. Y'all point your hands towards the screen.
I'm gonna keep praying, y'all. I'm gonna keep praying.
Don't pray. I think Fran got it, but she just scared.
That is, I think that's like, it's not that I don't want to fail, but it's I don't want to fail.
You can't have that fear. You can't have fear because the only failure there is that you don't go after the thing.
Exactly.
That's the only failure. Once you go after it, you gonna fail. Cause that's just a part of the process. That's God just basically processing you. Failure is gonna happen, okay? But you're gonna like have to get back up and keep going. That's all. Now the real failure is you knowing what you need to be doing and not doing it. That's the true failure. So hey, I'm just trying to tell you.
Not you getting on me.
Just trying to tell you.
Not
Just trying
you
to help
getting
you out.
on me.
You know, sis.
Because it's true. And I've been battling this for the last couple of months. I'm like, so much that I can be doing or need to be doing.
Come on now.
But it's always a but. And I hate that it is a but. So I'm trying to change that now. This
Get
year,
rid of the
I've been doing better.
Yeah, get rid of the
I've been
but.
just going for stuff
Just
and
do it.
getting to know more people, which is crazy because I'm just not the type to just get to know people. Everybody say I'm mean, which I don't think I'm mean.
No, you're not mean.
I just don't like craziness.
You're not mean, friend. You just have to step out there, and sometimes it needs to just be, this is business, not personal. You know? That's not to say you don't build these relationships with people, but sometimes your mission got to be bigger. Like, hey, I got to go over here to this meeting with all these people who I don't know because this is business. And I have to just suck it up, put my big girl panties on, and be uncomfortable for a little while. That's just really what it's about. I found myself doing that a lot last year, which I would never be like in a room full of people that I do not know and, I got to go in there and try to socialize. But I had to tell myself, girl, this is business. Like, you don't have time to be in your feelings about how uncomfortable you are. You got to go out there and you got to, like, start introducing yourself or your business going to fail. Which one is going to be? And I ain't failing, honey. So I had to put on my big girl panties and go walk into these rooms and talk to these people and build these relationships because it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So get out your feelings.
Oh, okay.
Step out of the fear and start meeting these folks.
I'm definitely working on it. I've been going out more.
Yeah.
'Cause for the past maybe like year, I was in the house. Literally, well, more than a year, maybe 2 years. I just was in the house, not doing nothing.
Why?
For real. And they be like, well, you don't come out. It's not my scene anymore, but I know that the people that I have to get to know are the people that's maybe in a club or two, or, it don't necessarily have to be a club, but they're in lounges or they're the people that's out and in a nightlife.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really come out at night. They get on me about that a lot. Like, man, why you don't come out outside at night? But I'm working on that. But I've also learned that I want to be in the rooms in the daylight too with those people, because those people like to spend money too. So I want to go meet them too. And sometimes it's not at night; it's during the day that they have these meetings. So step on out there.
I agree.
Step on out there. It's a different crowd during the day.
It really is.
It
like
is.
you can tell the shift when like the people from that 5 o'clock meeting, and then the people that come in at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Like you can tell the shift of when that happens.
Not to say that one crowd is better than the other, but there are different crowds and different rooms that you can enter all during the day and at night.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's no bad, well, I would say not a bad crowd, but there is a bad crowd. But between the two, I don't think there's a bad crowd that you can be in. It just depends on your industry and who you want to meet.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
So I'm working on it, y'all, for real, I promise.
Me too.
Probably next podcast I'll have some more information for y'all on some things that I'm working on, but it's okay. We'll work on that real soon.
I'm excited about Tanikia's
I'm
coming
excited.
out party. Okay.
I'm excited too.
In this makeup industry.
I'm waiting on the shift.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I'm waiting. I'm working on the shift.
It's coming. It's coming.
So last question, and it's really not a question, but what would be some advice that you give to people that's working on becoming a better person in the industry?
Just make sure that you find your gifts and that you just work it. Like, continue to work at it daily. Even the small steps are like major steps, and celebrate those small steps, but keep going. Don't stop. Like, just because you reach one milestone, that doesn't mean you stop right there. Keep going, reach the next one, keep pushing, make sure that more people know about you. And also, it's not just about local love. You want to get love, like have a bigger picture. Like don't narrow your vision so that you don't realize that you can reach the world with whatever it is that you're doing, and keep pushing for that. Like, it's difficult, it gets hard, and it's okay to take a break for a moment, but you got to keep going. Like, and it's okay to cry all the way through the whole process as long as you keep going through the process.
Well, there you've heard it. This is the first podcast of the series. Okay, we got more people coming in as time goes on. But I appreciate you being here with me, Jamice, for the first episode. It was so great.
Thank you.
It was so greatly appreciated.
Thank you. I hope I did good, y'all. Hope y'all like it.
You did great. You did better than I did. So, last thing, make sure you follow all her socials. I'll leave it in the description below. And you said they can find you where?
You can find me on Facebook at Chic Culture Inc. and on Instagram at Commander Chic. And of course, downtown Macon at 446 Cotton Avenue, Suite 1, Chic Culture Inc.
So y'all make sure y'all go support her. She has some very dope things though. I'm gonna be supporting very soon. I think that's all.
That's
you have
it.
Anything else you want to say?
No, Danica, thank you so much. You were such a great host.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we will see you in the next one. Y'all have a great day. Bye.